Hey guys, I'm a Night Siren, and today I'm going to be doing, I guess you could call it the pilot episode of this new series I want to do. And I know, guys, I don't have the best track record of doing series besides for my Creepypasta narrations, and that's simply because I get extremely lazy, and these take a little bit more work than the narrations, of course, so I just get too lazy to do them. I mean, the script for this took me like 2.5 hours just to write, and it's gonna take me even longer to edit together. And sometimes I just don't want to spend my time doing that kind of stuff, which is why I don't put out very many theories anymore. And mainly with the theories, it's because there's not a lot of good theories that I want to cover. That I feel like I can cover aptly. But what this is it's going to be like a creepypasta investigation type thing. I've done something like it before. If you guys have seen probably my most popular video on my channel, my Barbie.avi investigation, then that's basically what this is going to be. But it's going to be a series within its own. It's not a theory. It's an investigation into the backgrounds of creepypasta things. And it won't just be creepypastas explicitly. It will be scary stuff in general, maybe scary videos, stuff like that. But today I'm going to be covering Takakanonuma Greenland, which you guys should remember. But let me just get into it. Okay. So last week I narrated a story about an abandoned Japanese amusement park, Takakanonuma, which is hard to say by the way, Greenland. In the video I mentioned that the pasta wasn't exactly factual, so I decided to do some of my own research to bring you guys the truth about the amusement park. So I went off with the comments in the creepypasta told me to start with, though those mainly got me to the actual location of the park. So I decided to Google it. While there isn't much on the park, all the articles I read did agree on most things. So from what I gathered, that the pasta was right about some things. The park opened in 1973, but it was closed 2 years later. People theorize that it was because of a multitude of fatalities that occurred in the park. However, there isn't much information to support this statement. I couldn't gather any actual evidence of deaths ever occurring in Takakanonuma Greenland. The only detailed mention of the deaths I even came across was some far-fetched story of a couple emerging from the tunnel of love fused together from a Yahoo Answers question, which isn't necessarily that reliable. Anyway, other than that, there is no mention of any actual loss of life within the park. There are no records I could find, and there surprisingly weren't even many legends I came across. Which, I mean, those type of things would make a better creepypasta than the creepypasta was itself. So I would say that they probably just closed down for renovations, which is the alternative version the pasta offers. The amusement park reopened in 1986. Unfortunately, they didn't see much traffic. They were forced to close their doors permanently in 1999 due to competition with bigger parks causing attendance to drop. Both the creepypasta and other articles I came across agree on the dates and reason. After its closure, the park was subjected to many urban explorers who would take pictures of the abandoned park. This is where we get all the creepy, dilapidated photos of the rides drenched in fog. That's another thing the pasta is adamant about. The fog, going so far as to call it Silent Hill-esque. The pictures taken of the park wouldn't argue this. They are all oddly covered in fog. I couldn't necessarily come up with any reason behind this. I couldn't figure out what the climate in the area of Japan is like, but fog is not uncommon in Japan in general. Perhaps it is paranormal fog, but it's probably just a coincidence, maybe. You guys know I don't stick my nose up at the paranormal. The pasta states that in 2006 the park was demolished. However, people in the comments stated that was not true. I didn't really know how I would find if this was true or not, but I got lucky. During my Google escapade, I came across a Japanese wiki on abandoned amusement parks, and on the wiki, translated to English of course, I found a link to a wiki article on Takakanonuma Greenland, which apparently translates to High Swamp Greenland. In this article lay the truth to this creepypasta. Unfortunately, due to the fact that I had to have Chrome translate the Japanese to English, some of the grammar is broken and somewhat confusing. Still, it's a reliable source of information. Mostly. According to this article, after its closure, Takakanonuma Greenland did have some life. Apparently, a movie by the name of Kamen Rider 555 Paradise Lost had parts filmed in the abandoned park in 2003. In 2006, Sony released a game called Siren 2 that either had a piece based off the park or that the movie based off the game was shot there. That movie just so happened to release in 2006, as did the game. Or maybe Sony did something with the Ferris wheel. The article is not clear. While the pasta states that the park was in fact demolished in 2006, the fact is that only a piece of the park was torn down at the time. It wasn't the entire thing like the creepypasta suggests. The wiki article does state that by 2014, however, almost all remains of the amusement park are gone. It claims that the lot where the park once stood is now host to rows of solar panels. Now, to people outside the area, it is debatable that no one knows the lot's location, but that is far from true. The pasta gives coordinates of the park and claims that instead of going to the park, Google Maps takes you to the center of the town of Hobara. This is, for the lack of a better word, bullshit. The coordinates are right on the Japanese wiki. Still, I mean, it's a wiki and it could be inaccurate, so I followed the coordinates and found this clearly empty lot on Google Maps. Well, okay, that's all well and fine. But then I went into Street View, and what did I find? A lot of solar panels. Just solar panels. Which matches up exactly with the claims on the park's wiki. Now, another person in the pasta's comments posted a Google Street View link showing what appeared to be the exact mountain and sign from one of the most well-known pictures of Takakanonuma Greenland, still standing. In the background past the mountain and the sign, you can see its Ferris wheel and its roller coaster. Upon following this link, I found the exact same mountain with the exact same sign made of Japanese characters. This is a phenomenal find, but there's even more to it. This mountain view on Street View is literally right down the street from the solar panel lot. And the distance between this view and the view of the solar panels would be accurate in distance and direction, which makes it absolutely, undoubtedly, the former location of Takakanonuma Greenland. And as the pasta states, there's nothing remaining of the old location from what we can see. Unfortunately, that small look through the gate is all I could see of the area. There's no way to access the dirt roads around, and the roads to the sides are too far in distance to capture anything of detail. In addition, everywhere but that one gate is covered by fences and foliage, making it near impossible to see anything else from Street View. So basically the pasta just straight up lied about the location of it, and it's not so mysterious as everyone thinks. Now, as for the ghostly claims of Bill Edwards and the Ghost Girl, I'm pretty sure that's just a tacked on bit of lore made up for the creepypasta itself. Kind of like the fused together couple from the Tunnel of Love. I couldn't find any proof that this ever happened, and there's no links to the image itself. I did a lot of searching and all turned up inconclusive. Again, I'm not going to turn my nose up at the paranormal. I'm not going to absolutely tell you this did not happen, there's just no proof that it did. The only thing I even found was just a rehash of the pasta itself, and nothing more even exploring into the option of it being true. So, in conclusion, Takakanonuma Greenland still hard to say, was a real place in Japan. It opened in 73, closed in 75 for renovations. It reopened in 86 and reclosed in 99 because of competition. It was left relatively abandoned in a state of disrepair until 06, when it was torn down over time. Its lot is now host to a community of solar panels that you can view by following links in the description below. As for Bill Edwards, well, who is Bill Edwards? But anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this new series. I had a lot of fun doing research, and I hope to maybe do one of these a month, hopefully, if I don't get too lazy. I hope I don't get too lazy. Sometimes I can be really lazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you think about this series in the comments below. Anyway, guys, I'm Midnight Siren, and I will see you all next time.